from the game. I'm sure we'll have some stuff tomorrow, but the only one that checked out from the game, Feliciano, had a concussion, never returned. Go ahead.
Al, did you talk to Brock about that one incompletion that he threw today and what he could do better?
I mean, that's why we punted on that one drive. I'm just joking.
Thoughts on his day?
He was great. He was almost perfect. But I mean, that was a 3rd and 20-something anyways. But he was great. Hung in there, made some big throws. A lot of times that defense is real. They don't give you the big throws, so you kind of got to pick them apart. And he was very efficient at doing that. And when he had his opportunities for the big ones, he saw it right and made the right throws. And our guys came down with it.
I don't know that Christian's had a bad game for you, but could you tell something was special with it, like early on, that you wanted to get him the ball today?
Not really. I mean, he's the same to me as he always is. There was space out there, and Elijah being down, Debo kind of not practicing all week, gave him probably a few more opportunities, didn't have to split it as much. And then when they're playing the zone and stuff, you never know when it's going to go to the back, but a lot of those he's last in the progression, and he's a hell of a check down option. So worked out very well.
Did you give him the ball, give him a shot at the 5th touchdown there at the end? Or?
Honestly, I had no idea until I just came in here that he had 4 touchdowns. I never know that type of stuff. I was actually shocked, and now I feel kind of bad about it. Wish I tried, but sometimes I snap at people when they tell me that stuff in games because it shouldn't matter until the game's over. But he would have got 5 if we gave a chance to, but did 1 for juice. Then they gave us quarterback sneak look, and Brock took it. But I wish I got him 5. He deserved it.
What do you think of your offensive line's performance?
Seemed like they did well. I mean, all the fronts that they run, we got 4 guys in the line, 5, sometimes 6, and I thought we were able to stay balanced and do well in the run game and in the pass game. For the most part, I thought they protected Brock real good, and I was real happy out there. I'll see when I watch the tape tonight.
I know you don't have a vote, and I know you don't really care who the MVP is, but running backs almost never get it. But could Christian be the MVP of this league right now?
Yeah. I mean, not sure on the whole rest of the league right now, but I thought he played like it last year when he was here. If Christian's so awesome, he helps us win every time he's out there. But when you got a guy who can do everything, you can always have unbelievable stats. But he shares that with a lot of other guys, and we do whatever it takes to win. So that's, to me, the thing that would make it the hardest for him, just stats and how it works out.
What do you think of your defense's performance tonight today?
I thought they had a couple lapses. They started out real strong. We had that missed kickoff. I think they got them at the 40, their first score. So on a short field, they got that 3. That was more a penalty on the kickoff. The most disappointing part was that last drive of the second quarter. We had a couple chances to get them off the field and for them to go 99, and all that time hurt. And then the next drive that they got. So they had about 2 drives in a row that we need to get better on. Besides those 2 drives, they kept them out of the end zone the rest of the game.
On the fake punt, should you have had the defensive unit out there maybe?
I mean, we were ready for the fake punt. We didn't have all the defensive guys out there. I thought our guys played it pretty well, but I thought their guy ran hard. He ran hard. I thought we had him stopped for about 1.5. I think it was 4th and 2, and he fell forward. We knew there was a chance of it, but we obviously they're going to do it. We put defense out and hopefully have a better result, but that was a hell of a job by them. Real risky call, and it paid off for them.
When you call plays, you say you always call them as if they might score. Is there a different confidence, though, when you're calling McCaffrey's number?
Yeah, it doesn't totally work that way where I just call guys numbers. Just the way it all balances out. He's a very good option in every single situation. I mean, whether he's the first guy you're looking at in man-to-man, or whether they're covering other guys and you come to him last in zone. And when you have a guy who can beat man coverage, when you got a guy who's got very good hands, and when you get a guy who's extremely natural at finding the soft spots and zones, there's not many bad looks for him.
The 4th down in the first half that you went for it, Purdy makes a pretty tough throw to get it. You did that in week 1 also. How has he been able to earn so much trust in you in such a short period of time?
Just your experiences with the guy, and he's extremely consistent in practice since he's been here, and he's been the same in games. So what you guys see is what we see, and it's what we feel, and it's him. It's also the guys you're throwing it to, and it's those situations where you're on the field.
Kyle, is past week, a lot of the players talked about not wanting to leave points on the table. I know that was a point of emphasis for you. So how encouraged were you going 5 for 5 in the red zone?
I was very encouraged. I mean, those guys are a challenge down there. That's what's so tough about them schematically. Just how many guys that they have and how much they choose to drop into coverage, and especially with their personnel when they have 6 guys on the line. So that can be a challenging spot to score. And we felt that going into this game. So if you would have told me we were 5 for 5 before, I would have been extremely happy.
You acknowledged when you traded for McCaffrey, it was, I think it's 19 days short of a year you traded for him ago. Did he you gave up a lot of draft picks to get him, and you acknowledged that there's a risk always when you do something like that. Did you imagine he would be this good?
I mean, you hope so. I mean, you know he's that good of a player just watching him and stuff. I mean, I think the whole league does. But then when you get someone, or when you're around him personally, then you realize how much better he is just because of the intangibles that he has and really his whole makeup and how he works each week and how he prepares for a season, from what he's been doing with us and OTAs all the way till now. I mean, he's as much of a professional as I've been around. And, you know, in order to make trades, you usually have to give a little bit more to get people. And then there's always a risk that they won't work out. There's injuries in this league. There's tons of stuff. But what you like to do is know who the guy you're betting on, and he's a dude that I think everyone would bet on. So,
On the field, make his teammates better.
yeah, definitely. I mean, all good players out there make their teammates better. But my favorite thing about it is just how he carries himself too. That's when you're one of the best players in the league, but you carry yourself with the work ethic and the consistency of how important every little detail is. And he's harder on himself than anybody is. It makes it fun to coach everyone else too.
Were you limited in any way today, or did you have to do it?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't really practice all week, so it was a hell of a job just him getting himself ready to where he could go out there and play. He didn't get a ton of opportunities, but you know, that it ends up being a good thing because hopefully he's taken care of more from this game, can check out fine, and get a little better week next week.
As a former receiver, how amazed are you at the catch radius of Ayuk and how it's grown this year?
I mean, I always look at Ayuk like he's one of the taller receivers. I don't know if he is height-wise, but his arms are what make him that way. He's got a great radius. You can put it anywhere around him, and Brock's got a lot of confidence in him, and he took 3 shots to him down the field, and he came down with all 3 of them. So BA's just getting better and better, and he's doing it with his quarterback too.
Can you imagine what it would have been like if you didn't get McCaffrey?
No, don't ever say that.
Did it come close in your mind? You almost didn't get him?
Yeah, it's real close. I mean, there's always, especially when you decide on something and then you need a little bit more. And it's like, man, we weren't going to do that. Should we do more? And it's always that huge debate. That's why usually when trades happen with lots of good players, there's usually 1 or 2 teams involved because trades are tough and there's always a huge risk. And when those don't work out, it's not just, oh, the player didn't work out. It's also you don't get those draft picks back too. So there's always a gamble to it. But no, life has been much better. All right, thanks, guys.